Welcome, new clients. Welcome. This is your new client welcome handbook, and my name is Angela Martin, your certified travel advisor that will be working with you one on one for your upcoming vacation. As you can see, I have a little bit about myself, okay? But most importantly, I am happy that you are here. I am so thankful that you are entrusting Travel Well Concierge to come alongside of you in planning this awesome vacation for you and possibly your family and friends. You can read through this, but this is just a little bit about me, okay? So, about me specifically, I am a newly single mother of two wonderful children, a daughter, Kennedy, and my son, Jax. Now, my daughter is in her tween stages, and if you're a parent, you know all about that. So please, guys, pray for me, okay? Now, some fun facts about me is that one, I'm a social introvert. I know that makes no sense at all to a lot of people, but what that means is that I am sociable to a certain extent, but my core personality is more introverted. Another thing that you should know about me is that I'm a former high school English teacher. I've also earned my doctorate in educational leadership, so I'm very astute. I would consider myself a professional student in the sense, okay? Now, one of my favorite places to visit is Cancun. It was the first place that I visited abroad, and I stayed at an all-inclusive resort, and I had the absolute time of my life, which is why I actually focus on all-inclusive resorts for my clients as a travel advisor now. That is one of my specialties. My next big trip that I plan on taking is to the Maldives for my 40th birthday. God willing, that works out as I plan. But let's talk about you and the design process for your trip. So, I'm going to go over some steps, a timeline, if you will, for the planning. First, we need to inquire. How do you do that? Well, there is a travel inquiry form that you must fill out. You can click it in this handbook here, okay? Or you can go to my website and you'll see plenty of places where it asks, do you need a quote or get a quote here? Those links, as well as the link found here in this handbook, will take you to the exact same place. Now, be mindful at the very end of it, there will be a research slash planning fee, which is a deposit, okay? That deposit is used as a final payment toward your trip. But what it does is it saves your spot on our calendar so that we can get started creating proposals for you. It also helps us weed out people who are not serious about traveling so that we're not wasting our time doing the research for a trip that will not take place, okay? So that is that. Now, after we have saved your spot on our timeline or our calendar, you can expect to receive 3 to 5 quotes or options for your vacation preferences within 24 to 48 hours, okay, after you have submitted your research or planning deposit. Once you receive that, it will be in the form of a digital proposal prepared by Travify. I will send that to you via email, and I will send you a link to your cell phone if you would like that, okay? After you've taken a moment to look it over, you will then give me a call or send me an email with any tweaks or refinements you would like for us to make. I am free to make at least up to 3 modifications for any particular option that you choose, whether that's upgrading your flight seats, whether that's changing the destination altogether, upgrading the room, whatever the case may be. I am willing to make 3 modifications, okay? Now, the next thing that is very important is booking your vacation. In order to book your vacation, here's how that process goes. So, if your trip is more than 45 days out, you are able to pay a deposit, okay? An initial deposit with a final due date sometime later, okay? Obviously, the further out your trip is, the more time you have to pay on that trip over time. But it has to be a minimum of 45 days or more in order for you to qualify for paying a deposit first. If for some reason you are a last minute planner and you want to plan a trip last minute, be prepared to pay the full balance at the time of booking. I do the bookings by phone. I do not keep your credit card information, but you will be required to sign and date a credit card authorization form as well as submit a front and back copy of your driver's license and the credit card that you use. This protects me legally and you as the client, okay? The next stage is the specific details. 1 month prior to any trip, clients get really antsy, and so do I, because I'm getting excited that your trip is coming up. And there might be some additional details that you want to add. Maybe there were some excursions that I shared with you early on that you were unsure as to whether or not you wanted to do, but now at this point in stage, you know that you want to do them. We can add those excursions at that time. Or maybe there is simply, some additional upgrades you want to do. Maybe you want to have a cake delivered to your room, or you want a bottle of champagne or some chocolate covered strawberries. Maybe you're celebrating a honeymoon, or maybe you're going to have some additional people coming. Whatever the case may be, that is the time that we will add those additional details. That is also the time that you will receive your updated digital itinerary. No longer a proposal, it has been upgraded now to your itinerary, where I will include all of your confirmation details, your seat locations on the flights, all of the things that you'll need to make sure that your trip is seamless as possible, okay? Now, the other thing that you need to know is that during the departure for your vacation, before departure, 2 weeks before, I'll give you a call. Just make sure you have everything that you need. And 2 days before your trip, I'm actually going to give you another call, wishing you safe travels, okay? Because there's nothing more important to me than my clients making it to their destination and making it back home safely. So those are two things you need to know. The next thing that we need to talk about is how should we best work together to get this process done appropriately. The number one thing is, how do we communicate? We will communicate predominantly by phone and email, preferably by email because it's a good way to keep record of what we discussed. But sometimes I understand you have a quick question, you want to call me by phone, and that is completely fine. Others of you may find me on social media and decide to contact me through some social media platforms such as Facebook Messenger, and that is completely fine as well. The other means of contact will be through Calendly, which is my scheduler. So if you need to schedule a phone call with me, you can schedule it on my Calendly. And then Travify, where I send you those digital proposals and digital itineraries. Now, my office hours are very flexible because I work remotely, but I'd like to have some type of standard set of hours. So I tend to keep my hours from like 9 to 8 p.m. generally, but if you are ever on vacation, know that I am at your disposal 24/7, okay? Because I do understand that emergencies arise. Now, here are some keys that I like to say the pillars to our success working together. Number one is honesty. I'm going to be completely transparent with you about the destinations that you choose, the different resorts that you might think you want to go to based upon my client's past experience and ratings of that resort. But I also need you to be completely honest with me in terms of your needs, okay? If you know that there's a certain amount that you feel most comfortable spending on the trip, please let me know that number in advance. That way I'm not giving you options that surpass that budget that you feel comfortable paying, okay? Also, if there's a certain airline that you absolutely dislike, let me know that as well. The more specific and honest, the better I can help you. The next thing is specificity, okay? I need you to be as specific as possible, all the way down to the atmosphere that you're looking for, okay? The age group or the crowd that is typically at this resort. Tell me all of the details. If you want a really clear beach with not much seaweed, I mean, you can get down to the nitty-gritty details. I'm okay with that. The more details, the better, okay? And the last but certainly not least is trust. I am already thankful that you have reached out to me to allow me to help you plan your trip. But I am hoping that you entrust me enough for me to do my job so that you don't have to do the work yourself. Trust that I am going to find you the best possible price for the value and quality that you need. Safety is my priority, and I make sure that I put my clients in a 4 or 5 star resort unless you specify otherwise. So I need you to trust me in that process. I have your back. I am your advocate. I am going to make sure I get you the best deals possible, okay? This last section here is for any questions you may have. Of course, I have an FAQ section for frequently asked questions by clients. You can feel free to read through those at your leisure. All right. And again, I want to thank you so much for entrusting me with your travel plans. I can't wait to get started. Please connect with me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, even YouTube. I got some things over there, and TikTok. So I look forward to seeing you and have a wonderful day.